are, they told me, the expert on financial literacy. What are we missing here? Because I'm not meeting people who feel that they're so savvy in financial literacy at this time. They feel squeezed. They feel squeezed by the economy. They feel squeezed by the news. So what's going on?
Yeah, well, those feelings are felt by many, right? And, historically, parents haven't talked to their kids about critical personal finance topics, but, a recent survey that Intuit ran has found that that's actually changing. Our data shows that parents' own financial stress is actually motivating them to talk to their kids about how to manage money. And they also understand the value in having these conversations, given they likely didn't receive financial education themselves. And actually, 88% of parents want financial education taught in schools as a result.
As a result of kids not getting financial literacy at an early age, what happens?
Well, they're just not prepared as they're graduating high school to start making smart financial decisions that are actually going to impact them for a long period of time. I mean, ideally, the scenario is that kids are learning, critical financial skills and becoming financially literate, capable, and confident before they cross that graduation stage, before they start making those decisions. And the good news is 30 states are now requiring personal finance be taught in school as a graduation requirement, and Texas is part of that group. And it's creating opportunities for kids, and some challenges for educators. Teachers are being asked to implement mandates like this without the resources or training needed to do so. And that's really where Intuit is stepping in through our Intuit for Education program, which is a free program. We provide customizable and interactive curriculum that teachers can easily integrate into their classroom. And then we also provide free training to help them do that with confidence.
When it comes to teaching financial literacy in school, what makes Intuit for Education, an educational curriculum, different or effective?
Well, Velder, as I'm sure you're aware, I mean, today's kids are part of a digitally native generation. So traditional lecture based approaches just don't really resonate with them. So this is why Intuit for Education takes a much more interactive, hands on approach, using simulations based on real world scenarios, powered by real world tools that mirror financial decisions that the students are going to face in the future. And by being able to apply financial concepts through this approach, they can actually see the impact of their decisions in real time and become not just financially literate, but also financially capable.
Dave, I know you're the VP of Education and Corporate Responsibility at Intuit. Have you seen a change taking place? As I told you, with the adults, feel like they're being squeezed, and they thought they were smart. They thought they could manage budgets. Have you seen a change in younger people with what's going on economically?
We're seeing a change both with parents and with kids. With the parents, 83% of parents wish they'd received more financial education when they were younger. And really that's actually sparking them to have these conversations with their kids. And from the kids' perspective, the fact that so many states are now requiring financial education to be taught, that is starting to result in more kids graduating financially literate, which is just better preparing them whether they're going to go on to college or whether they're going to actually go right into the workforce. So at least start to have the foundational skills necessary to really achieve their goals.
My audience is on multiple platforms, social media, streaming, different places, and this one comes from where's this one come from? This one comes from Instagram. The poster wants to know, schools that are teaching financial literacy, what grades are they starting with?
Yeah, you can never start too early. The direct answer to your question is that starting as early as elementary school, and then then the lessons are, while basic at elementary, then being built on in middle school, and then become increasingly complex as you get into high school, and kids are getting closer to ultimately graduating and making some critical financial decisions. So you can never start too early. The lessons become a bit more relevant as you can imagine, when you're teaching kids in high school, because they may have their first job, they might be starting to save up for a car. So, they might be thinking about, hey, I want to go to college. How am I going to fund that? So it's critical that that the education takes place in high school, but it's starting as early as elementary school.
There you go, poster. Thank you for that question. Dave, for parents and teachers and students who are tuned in, where they learn more about getting Intuit for education.
Yeah, well, they can learn more about our free resources by going to intuit.com/education. And then, as you mentioned, it's Financial Literacy Month. So we're currently running our Hour of Finance Challenge, which is a nationwide initiative where we advocate for all middle and high school teachers to dedicate at least an hour teaching personal finance. And we make that easy through our Hour of Finance interactive resources where students can build financial skills by playing games from Intuit and our partner Next Gen Personal Finance on credit and budgeting, and they get to earn prizes while doing so. And that challenge is happening now through April 15th, so it's not too late to join. And we have schools from all 50 states that are already taking part. And if teachers are interested in that, they can go to intuit.com/hour of finance to sign up.
And I want to remind my audience that Intuit is the maker of TurboTax, Credit Karma, QuickBooks, and MailChimp. Dave Hoyne, thank you so much for this interesting analysis of how we can be better. Thanks for stopping by the Valder Beebe Show and being my guest today.
Thanks for having me.
Hi, I'm Valder Beebe, host of the Valder Beebe Show. We have over 1,000 videos on ValderBeebeShow.com and YouTube.com/Valder Beebe Show. We upload new videos daily. Our site is a modern baby boomer platform with news and information important to boomers. Subscribe to YouTube.com/Valder Beebe Show and stay connected as I interview the world's most fascinating people.